Now, contrary to what it may seem, because I've never posted a video of a Jeep before on my channel, this in fact is not my first Jeep. I've actually had 4. So I've had a 2006 LJ, a 2007 JK, a 2019 JL, and then now a 2026 Gladiator JT. And if you know anything about me, you know that I can't leave anything alone. Just look at the past videos that I have posted on YouTube and the modifications and things that I've done to the vehicles in the past. Leaving stuff alone is just not part of who I am. And in my case, I tend to be a little extra unique when it comes to a lot of things. Today, we're gonna be installing some American Adventure Lab Fender chop brackets. But there's something about these that I want to actually show you that I don't see any other YouTuber or anybody who's done an installation video show you about these new generational brackets. Now, I'm not going to do a step-by-step video on how to actually do the fender split on these new JL JTs. I feel like that's been done a million times already. Instead, I'm just going to go through the process and share my experience as well as something that I noticed about these new fenders. You might be wondering, why am I splitting the fenders on a stock Gladiator? Well, I'm doing it in preparation for a lift and tires and a lot of other modifications that are already here and on the way. We'll get to that in just a minute. For the sake of brevity, the tire size that I'm going with and the lift size that I'm going with, giving up these plastic fenders is just gonna make a little bit more sense and allow for a little bit more room in the wheel wells. Not even done with the first wheel well and I'm already bleeding out the knuckle. If I remember correctly, there really is no pretty way to do this. You kind of just gotta grab hold and give her a good tug. I already got the light unplugged, so shouldn't have to worry about that. All the bolts should be out, so let her rip, tater chip. 2026 Gladiator, you can tell it's brand new. Everything under here is still really clean and shiny. It's actually got less than 2,000 miles on it. Already ripping the fenders off. So just loosely mocking things up here. I noticed after I got the 2 bolts in that there's quite a bit of a gap right there after you get the bolt started. And as you can see, I just went into the junk bolt drawer and got a couple washers that may not be necessary in the long run after we get the fender put back on, but it looked like something that just needed to be addressed to me. All right, so I don't really remember how to do this next part, but we'll figure it out like we always do. You see, I've actually done this before on my JL, but it's been quite a while, maybe a few years, and for the most part, Jeeps really don't change all that much. All right, here comes another fun part. See how many cuts we get this time. See, I did kind of have it started a little bit, so maybe that'll make things go a little easier. Yeah. So this is actually something that I used on my last Jeep, and it might be a little obvious to some, but I found them pretty easy to do. And if for whatever reason one of them broke or came off, this package literally came with like 1,000 of them, and they're just little plastic rivets. They're a 2-piece. You stick this end like this, and you put it into the hole to hold it to the fender. And then what I do is I take my plastic trim tool, which goes on the outside edges like that, apply force towards the fender, and then just a pair of pliers, grabbing it on pretty good and then just giving it a good tug. It'll actually hold it on there really well. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. Get the plastic trim tool as well as your favorite pair of pliers, or just any pliers will work. We take the little plastic rivet, and all you really have to do is kind of line it up with the hole there. Just hold plastic trim tool pretty tight. Flip it around the other way actually. And then just take the pliers and give her a pull. All right, got all of them on there, and I'll give it a good shake for you. A little tug. That thing is not going anywhere. All that should be left now is to get the wiring connected up, and then get this affixed to the tab on the inside, which I'm not a fan of the bolt on the outside. I know you have to drill a hole and stick a bolt through there. I'm not a fan of the way it looks. I like the clean look of just the white fender. So I have a solution for that too. And this one's pretty simple. Just some Gorilla Tape, 3M tape, whichever is your favorite flavor, pair of scissors. And then what we do is we just simply cut out a little piece of the 3M tape or double-sided tape, whichever you want to use, about the size of this little tab here. And then when we fold it over, it should stick to the back side of our fender. So I'm just going to push up here, put this on there like that. And ideally you want to make sure that the back side of your fender is cleaned off here. These are brand new fenders, and I can just rub my finger on it there. Feels fine to me. I'm going to pull out and then kind of around, just so that it doesn't catch prematurely. So I'm pulling out, pressing down, lining up the fender, and then I'm going to press in at that location for a few seconds so that it makes good contact. So I'm just going to tap the unlock button on the remote, and of course we get the sequential turn signal and the stock one on the other side. But once again, I'm not showing you anything the internet hasn't shown you already before. By doing the fender split and adding the brackets, you get a lot wider of an opening in your fender, in your wheel well there. You do have the exposed engine bay, which can be addressed with an inner fender, and I will do that at some point. But compared to the stock passenger side there, you get rid of the ugly bulbous light there in the front, and then you gain actually about 2 inches inside your wheel well, rearwards as well as up top, due to not having all that plastic in there anymore. That side should be about done. Just have to do the passenger side and then the rears, which the rears don't have anything to plug in. It's just stripping the fenders. Just like that, wrapped up the front passenger side. I'm gonna take a second to get all this carnage cleaned out, turn the Jeep around, and then do the rears. But I do want to show you what I'm talking about when it comes to what I think that nobody talks about or shows you when it comes to these specific brackets for the fenders. Okay, so everybody knows that after you install these lights, or typically any aftermarket fender chop bracket, when you hit your unlock button, you end up with a strobing animation, or it's called sequential turn signal. It moves from one side to the other like that. Well, like I said earlier in the video, I'm a little extra special, and I am not a big fan of those style of lights, but you can actually make these function like a normal turn signal. And so I'll step back here and get them both in the picture. You got the left one, the passenger side is static, and then the driver's side is sequential. And I can show you how to do that really quick. So as you can see, unlock button, sequential. We're gonna come over here, see if I can do this one-handed. I'm literally just gonna take the scissors to this set of wires here, and we're just gonna cut them just like that. And then at that point, nothing else needs to be done. You end up with a static turn signal. So now both are static, and that does not affect the daytime running light function. And you might have already seen them hiding around in the background of the video because it's so hard to conceal these big boys. I'm gonna be running some 40, 13, 50, 17 BFG KM3s. In addition to the tires, we have parts from RPM, TerraFlex, Metal Cloak, Evo, Rusty's Off-Road already showing up. A lot of people don't know that BFG makes these in a 40 now. They used to stop at 39s. Now they have a 40. This came out a couple years ago, but that's what's going to be going on the Jeep. This fender chop job is going to help fit those in there with not lifting it to the moon.